Let me go through a couple of the defining moments in my journey to understand this leadership. And it began with something that many of you will relate to, a wedding. I was sitting in a wedding, enjoying the splendor of this father walking this precious daughter of his down the aisle, and everybody enjoying how beautiful she looked and how proud the father looked. You can all imagine that. And when they got up to the altar, he took the hand of this young lady, his daughter, and he gave it to this young man and said, I give this young lady to be wed to this young man. Her mother and I give this daughter to be wed. Now, any of you who are parents know that is the ceremonial words they use, but that is not what was in the head and heart of that father and mother right then. What was in their head and heart was, look at young man, I'm going to trust you with this precious human being that her mother and I brought into this world. We have given her unconditional love, and I expect you, through your union, to continue to allow her to be and grow to be whatever she was meant to be. That is what I expect of you. And what I got from that is that all 7,000 of our team members were just as precious as that young lady. Every one of our team members was brought into this world by some mother and father who hoped the best for this precious young child that they brought into this earth. And that we as leaders, when we allow somebody to walk in our organization, we have an obligation as stewards of that life to continue to allow that life to be everything they were meant to be that we possibly can towards our common vision. So I walked away saying, we can have a dramatic impact on this world if we accept the responsibility for that life. The second story really had a profound impact on me. We had developed the ideas of continuous improvement. And parallel with that, the ideas of people-centric leadership. We were having a management meeting up in our Green Bay operation. And somebody emailed me the night before and said, Bob, you might be aware, a group of our team members went through this event for a large project in the plant to improve and employ continuous improvement ideas. You might want to walk out and recognize them. I said, why don't you invite them into the management meeting in the morning, and we'll let them share their experience with all of us. So these three gentlemen were, 7 o'clock in the morning, we invited into this executive management meeting, and they stood before us, as I stand before you, and they shared with us the achievements of this project. They'd improved quality, cut lead time, reduced inventory, financially, everything was, and shipped it on time. And, the typical dialogue of an organization is all about numbers and performance and profits. I was blessed with a thought to ask this one gentleman, Steve, how did it affect your life? His answer was, I'm talking to my wife more. And I said, I don't understand. What do you mean you're talking to your wife more? He said, you know what it's like to be a part of an organization where you go in every day, you're told what to do, people don't ask you what you think, you get 10 things right, and you don't hear a word, and you get one thing wrong, and you never hear the end of it. Do you know what it feels like to go home at night from that environment? He said, you don't feel very good about yourself. And when you don't feel very good about yourself, you're not very nice to your wife. He said, since we've embraced this people-centric leadership, since we've embraced the idea of continuous improvement where I have a chance to make my role better, to contribute my gifts, when people ask me what I think, for me to contribute to making things better, since we've done that, I go home feeling valued and better about myself. And when I go home feeling better about myself, I find I'm nicer to my wife. And believe it or not, when I'm nicer to my wife, she talks to me. What hit me suddenly was that the biggest number that I was going to look for, the biggest measurable, was the reduction in the divorce rate of our employees. That clearly said to me that we can change the world. It is up to us, the way we treat each other every day, and the profound impact that makes on our life when we go home, to know that our life mattered.